So students, if you feel like someone is hurting your feelings over and over on a daily basis, and if you feel like you're not being who you want to be on the inside, please share this with your teacher, or please talk to someone that can help you, an adult or your mom or dad or your family, because we're here to help you.
Welcome to the show. Our guest today is the most requested to the shows, the hottest ones, the homeroom teachers, 𝗱𝗶𝘀𝗆 Academy football coach, and the rugby player. He has his own podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. 𝗱𝗏𝗵𝗵 or Mr. 𝗱𝗏 from G4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that welcome. I really appreciate it. It was very kind of you.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
I have some of the topic today is about bullying.
Yeah.
First questions, what is the bullying?
Bullying is a big problem these days, as many people feel that they're all getting bullied. So bullying is any type of action that brings people down. Any type of action physically or mentally that makes people feel like they are not worthy to partake in the lesson or to partake in the school program. So bullying is a very negative thing to think about.
How can you handle with the bullying for the children, for the classroom?
Yeah.
How can you handle with that?
I think it's important to make the children aware of bullying, to give them the vocabulary to use so that they can instruct their teacher, that they have words to express their feelings when it comes to bullying. Because bullying is sometimes very hard to define for teachers and for parents, because we don't always notice it. But by giving kids the vocabulary to share about their experiences, we can notify each other that there is bullying taking place in the school.
So what are the keywords of bullying?
Keywords will be stuff like negative words in terms of commenting on someone's physical appearance, mental ability, or even physical ability. So giving them words such as I'm hurt by these words, or I feel pain because of this action. These are keywords that we have to identify. And another thing that we've seen is cyberbullying. This is the big problem these days, because people tend to not bully only physically or mentally, but online as well. So we have to teach students how to identify negative words online, where they can share with their bullies in the first place to say, stop that word, I don't like it. Or stop that saying, it hurts my feelings. And if they don't stop then, it is their job or their role to report to the teacher or to their parents that they're getting bullied online as well.
Have you ever been bullied or something?
Oh, that's a good question. And I've actually spoken to my students about this in depth. When I was in primary school, I was severely bullied because of my physical appearance. A bit shorter, and I was overweight as well. So instead of getting positive affirmation about trying to improve my body shape, I got bullied because of my body shape. But for me personally, as I teach my students, this actually motivated me. Even though it hurt me, in the long run it motivated me to take care of my body a bit more. And as I got older, it led me to be more disciplined in my own actions.
So you changed to be bullying, to be something new, to be
yes.
Like that.
I changed the negative thoughts into positive action. So instead of dwelling in those negative thoughts and feeling like it takes over my mind, I let it guide me to a new direction. So instead of being a victim, you become empowered by the bullying.
What are the different types of bullying?
So there's a new type of bullying, because originally it was physical bullying, where people physically break you down, mental bullying, which is based on words and communication, and now cyberbullying. So these are the three main bullying concepts. And if we can identify each of them in their own way and make sure that students are aware of what's going on, parents are aware of what's going on, we can all come together to have a uniform idea to help the whole community.
How did you feel after the bullying?
Well, during that time, I was verbally and physically bullied. So the physical part was that I had wounds. This is one thing to look for as well. I had swelling on my head because I was punched, and I had physical wounds on my body because of the physical abuse. And then the mental part of it was that I felt unconfident. I felt like I couldn't be myself. I couldn't express myself the way I wanted to. I couldn't act charismatically. I had to be drawn within myself. So what we try to do here is we try to identify if students' behavior change in the same way. If they are all of a sudden they are shy, they are scared, or their behavior is out of place, it might be the first step towards seeing that they're bullied in some way. And then we can adjust our behavior to help them. So having this personal experience has helped a lot in order to identify other people's being bullied.
On that time, have somebody help you, or you have to help by yourself?
I think to get very deep now, I went to my teacher and he kind of brushed it off as, oh, you know, boys do that. That's normal. There's nothing that big about it. And I think that pain of I needed someone to help me and the person rejected my help made me become more aware of it now. So I was even more scared, and then eventually I was just brave and I stood up to my bully by myself. But I never wanted to feel that alone. So it's important for me now to see that when a student comes and tells you, I feel like hurt or I feel bullied, to say, you're not alone, I'm here to support you. Because as humans, we just need people to help us through the rough times.
What are the long-term effects of bullying?
It's about how the person takes in the bullying. Whether they see it as a growing moment or as a moment to become a victim. So I think it's important for us as educators, as people working in a school community, to teach the students to become brave, to stand up for themselves, and to not become victims, but to become winners, and to become stronger with the bullying moments, and to take it as an empowering moment. Because there will always be bullies in this life, but if you can stand up to them, you can change your world and you can change your community.
We have some game for you today. I have some 4 questions that you have to choose. This is the comment from the parent. They need some help for you.
Some help, the parents.
Yeah.
Okay,
Which
cool.
one you like?
I'm gonna go for this one.
Okay.
Thank you. How can parents support their children if they are being bullied? I get a lot of these questions from parents on Seesaw as well about how can they identify it and how can they help. Parents feel that they want to intervene themselves. They feel like, I want to go to the school and I want to stop the bullying. But the only thing you can teach your child is how to be safe. You can teach your child how to communicate to their teacher or their caregiver that they feel that like they are being bullied or that they feel that they are hurt. So giving your child the confidence to go up to the teacher and explain to the teacher that, listen, I'm uncomfortable, something is happening. That is the key. So just teach them how to share their feelings, how to communicate it, and I'm sure that your child will feel safe and will be fine. Let's see, this one. I'm not sure if my child is being bullied. What are the signs? That's a really good question, really good question. So the signs for physical bullying would obviously be physical marks on your child's body. Bumps, bruises, and even if the child is acting in a different way physically, maybe they are more drawn in, you see their hand movements are less, they seem less confident, would be the first sign. I wouldn't say to stress too much, like that is a definite sign, but you can ask your child, you can communicate with them to see if that is the first sign. And then for mental abuse, it would definitely be confidence in communicating some things about what happens in school. Yes, some children don't like to talk about what they learn throughout the day, but if there are intense signs of low self-esteem or low confidence, it is time to question your child, to know like something might be happening. And in cyberbullying, I would just remind parents to please be aware of what students are doing online, who they are talking to and how they are communicating. Yeah, I know. Okay, what can parents do if their child is bullying others? So a lot of parents don't actually think about the concept of if their child is bullying others. So I would say the best way is just to communicate softly and gently to your child and tell them that even though you have a position of power or a position of superiority, it's not kind or it's not just to bully others. Because oftentimes it's those people with power that have to learn the valuable lesson of understanding and having empathy towards other people and especially towards students. So if those parents have identified that this child is bullying another kid, it's important to communicate to the teacher so that during our lessons we can teach empathy and sympathy towards others. So if we collaborate together, it will flow more smoothly.
How can you cooperate together?
So normally we can communicate through Gmail or Seesaw. So if the parents feel like there is something happening, they can just message us directly and raise their concern that they feel like the child is bullying someone else. And in teachers, we have a strategy and we have a way to help all the kids in our school.
And our last question for the parents. How do teachers manage a bully or a student fight in the Raffles?
So I'm going to say something very nice here, and I think that I have never actually seen an intense physical fight on campus. And I'm a teacher that tends to walk around quite a lot at school, and I try to be part of all the departments, but I haven't seen an intense physical fight break out yet. But I'm sure that teachers have their precautionary measures, and one of it is to step one, to separate the two students who are having the conflict. And then after that, to make sure that we follow our steps, our policy steps. Step one is to have an incident report about what happens. Step two is to communicate to the counselor or safeguarding head. And then step three is to have a meeting about how can we solve this conflict and how can we help the students also understand how to avoid conflict and how to manage their inner feelings, because that's very important. So we have all our policies and our steps to guide us through it. So today, go to a Raffles teacher, talk to them if you have a problem, and remember, we're here to help. Together, we can think, create, and succeed.
และนี่นะครับก็คือความคิดดีๆพลังงานดีๆจากมิสเตอร์ลีโอครับมิสเตอร์ลีโอครับช่วยฝาก channel ของคุณหน่อยครับ
If you want to follow inspirational philosophy, please go to the Real Leonidas 01. The Real Leonidas 01.
ถ้าเกิดชอบกับคอนเทนต์ดีๆแบบนี้นะครับก็อย่าลืมกดไลค์กดแชร์กด Subscribe เราด้วยนะครับ
สวัสดีครับ